Today we're gonna have a small exercise where I am teaching them how to use Educator as a beginner. So before I get everything situated, I'm just kind of put my hose out. So the first thing you want to do is do regulators. They already on here, so you don't have to do this. But literally, this is pretty simple. You just go put these on. You can't have them on opposite. So they made it where you can't put the oxygen on the gas, and you can't put the gas on the oxygen. You see what I'm saying? So you're easy to. They did that so that way you wouldn't switch it up. So it's easy to put on. Once you get them on here, you get everything tight. When you set in your gauges, here we're gonna put this one on. I got about 25 pounds. That's good. You ain't got to be extreme. You don't want to have too much oxygen in it, so you can have it set kind of low. You know, you can have it set about 5. It all depends on what you cut, how thick. You know, so we've been cutting up to an inch thick here, so I try to have it where I know I can cut through that material. But you ain't
like a crocodile?
yeah, no, to know at least 25. It's going at least that many. Yeah, at least that much, and that way you know you got enough pressure. Because the air actually what's doing the cutting. The heat just warms it up to cut. So you need more oxygen when you do that. Make sense? So over here, when we cut this here on, you just crack this a quarter turn, like literally. Did you hear it? Just barely crack it. When you that's enough. So if anything happens, crack it and close it. You see what I'm saying? If you got it open, it can be real unstable. So our cellular is very unstable, so you don't want to have it quarter turn. Now on it, if you look at the gauge be on this side, you want to have about 5 pounds. So when it comes to oxygen, you say 25, 5. That's a good rule of thumb. About 5 pounds of gas, about 25 pounds of oxygen. Yep, 30 setup. Yep, pretty much. So you say 5, 25. That's a good rule of thumb. You know, literally. You know, you got different people that go with, you know, it all based on the thickness of what you're cutting to. So we got this scrap piece here. This is a 1/2 inch, and the size of it is a 1/4 or 3/16. And we probably got about a 1/2 inch here too. You know, so this is what we'll be cutting on. This is pretty much, like I say, standard material stuff for a cutting torch. Normally, use the cutting torch, you're gonna be thicker. Plasma torches for thinner material, but it cuts finer. It looks a little bit more smooth. So the next stage you're gonna do is striking and cutting off. Very simple. I see a lot of people have done this stage wrong, and this is where it can get a little tricky and it can cause issues. So what you want to do first is look at the torch. You got red and green. So just remember, green is going to be oxygen, red is gas. When you first get this, you want to cut your oxygen all the way on, make sure it's on. So I got it all the way wide open. But it's closed here, so make sure before you open this, make sure this is closed. You see how you can't hear no oxygen? But you can now. So you close this, so that way you only hear the oxygen when you press down on the trigger. If this is open, you hear oxygen all the time, it just be coming out. You don't want that. So you close the mixing chamber. This is called the mixing chamber. So you close this so you can control everything from here. Now, you want to hit your gas. But when you hit your gas, you don't want to go extreme, you know, where you can blow something up. Or even, I just see people catch themselves on fire. They got too much gas going, you know. Just crack it. So I say crack it, barely crack it, you can do this. If you can smell it, that's good enough. I can barely smell it. I know I got it cracked good enough. Now I'm gonna strike it, and I'm gonna always strike away from yourself. Bang. See, very simple. You see I ain't got a whole lot of smoke coming out. Now, this soot that's coming out of it, I said smut on one thing. Smut and pretty much the same thing. But you see this black stuff coming out, you want to eliminate that. So you want to add gas until you pretty much get it about right here. You see how you got less of that stuff coming out? Now you start mixing your oxygen. You barely mix it. See how it start changing? Oxygen with it. So the goal is, can you see those little needles in there? They look fine too. You want to be able to see those needles real perfect like this before you hit the trigger and after you hit the trigger. The needle still look the same, then you do it. If you hit the needle, if you hit the trigger and those needles change, you need to fine tune it some more. See like I did? You want to make sure that it's the same when you pressing it and when you release it. And that'll make a good cut. Now it's ready to cut. Now, just like stick welding, you know how stick welding, you gotta get right on the edge and strike it, but you gotta let that puddle build up. With this, you pretty much got to hold it on here and roll it around and let that puddle build up before you cut. So I'm gonna give y'all an example. So step over here and look at this side. Right here, they got a ½ inch plate and it's welded to an inch plate. If I didn't know the difference, if I started cutting, I cut through one before I cut through the other. So you got to apply enough heat to be able to cut through the whole thing. That makes sense? So that's the goal. Like they got this big hole right here. But I'm gonna come over here somewhere where we don't have a double just to show you how to cut it. So if you can, come over here and look what I'm doing so you can kind of see, because you're going to really have to see. You can put the hood down. It's kind of bright, but not real bright. But the goal is to have those needles. You want it to touch the metal. Can you see it touching it? You see how it gets red right there? You see that metal, how it's moving? You want to get it where it's that hot. Once you see that metal move, then you hit your trigger. Now you keep it the same distance and just move just like you would a stick rod. If you go too fast, if I'm doing it ain't gonna cut nothing. So it's the same way, so it's kind of like when you run that stick bead, if you go too fast, you ain't get no good bead. You ain't even gonna cut nothing if you go too fast. So you literally got to control your travel speed. So you let it heat up a little bit, hold that little spot where it gets good and warm. Once you see it heat up, you get the trigger, you hold it. This is used a lot in construction, so cutting out old pieces, fixing something, we'll use this a lot. Working on them dump truck beds, all that, you'll use this a lot, man. So this is gonna be good, and when they come to art down and art cutting, we'll be cutting off old stuff, putting it in. Come on, man. He gonna point at him, he gonna point at him. But at least it looks good. So what I'm gonna do, cut it all the way off. I'm gonna give you the strike and set it up. So pretty much the gas is already on. So the first thing you do is you act like you're cutting the oxygen all the way off. So we know it's all the way wrong. Just make sure it's open. Good on that. Now hit the trigger. Okay, that's good. Now take the trigger off and off the trigger. Now you can only hear it once you press the trigger. Gas. And you get ready. Get your strike in your hand so you can get ready to kill two birds with one stone. But just crack it though. You know, you don't want to have too much of the gas coming out. Okay, that wasn't bad. It's going to be a little less, but that wasn't bad. Yeah, a little less on gas on that. Now, can I adjust it now? Yeah, you can adjust it now. Okay, that's fine. Now start doing your mixing change. Alright, now hit the trigger. Hold on. Yeah, you hit the redo it now. Yeah, you might see how it's fine tune. Now you and make sure it stays the same. Bam, you got it. You see how it stays the same? Now you're ready to go. Now you're ready to cut. So now you get to the material you're going to cut. Wherever you want to cut it. You go right wherever you want to cut it. The goal is I want you to burn the hole. So you hold it just like you would a stick rod. You get comfortable and you want to have it like a straight 90, like this. If you want to have those just keep it touching it like this. Yeah, that's up behind it so you can kind of see what you're going to be going next. Okay, now, you see how you hold the trigger? Get your hand off the trigger, yeah. You don't want to add oxygen to it while you're trying to warm it up. Once you get it warmed up like you want to, and you see it turn like a little level color, then you're ready to hit the trigger. Like you're ready, now try it now. Okay, look at more. And push it just a little away from it. Okay, I see. Okay, now look, you see the wheels? Yeah. They change on it. They're too fine. Yeah, they move. So somehow you might touch it with your hand or something. So you see how it's done. Now you ready. So now hit it. Bam! You got his first cut. Now take your time to just, yep. Take your time. And you don't want that tip to touch the metal. So that's how you contaminate it, yeah. You want to try to keep an 1/8 inch to a 1/4 inch away from it. Because that metal, you don't want those pieces of flying metal and get inside of your tip. So that can clog up the tip. Yep, you take your time. But you see how when you go too fast, now, when it stops cutting, get off the gas. Let it warm up again, and then hit the gas. There you go. Because if you keep trying to cut, when you hold up the oxygen, it ain't gonna cut right. You're doing good, you're doing great. He's knocking it out. My bad, fam, my bad. Thanks for checking in. I should have turned the camera around. No problem. Thanks for checking in. I appreciate the support. He doing his first cut today, and he look like he got him a little square going, y'all. It ain't all the way out yet. Let it fall. So that means you got a little bit. He ain't too bad. You're going to get into a hammer or something. So you see how if you barely miss a spot, then it kind of rub itself together. Now get up here, step off, but when you turn and cut that, let's see what it is. See what it is. Still got something to do with it. See what it is. Right up in here. So we'll have to trace it around. You got it? You got it? Now we have to take that. Now, the first thing you do is cut the gas off. Go back. Yep. And cut the oxygen. But you cut it from there first. Cut it from here first? Yep. Now cut it off from there. Yeah, no, yeah. So that gets here. You're the striker. So what I'm gonna have you do is, now that you know how to do it now, actually I'll have no cut. I'll let you finish doing it, and I'll probably have you doing some cutting from here on out. The next thing I'm going to do is have you cut a square and then cut some issues or something, and then we just be cutting random things. But that square helps you hold it right. And learn how to cut it, so we're going to build it before we get a big square like this. That way you can get in concept. But you did, like, great. You did good for your first. You ready for it? No, not bad for his first cut, fam. He did real well for his first cut. Barely crack it. You got it cracked? Once you got it cracked, yeah. All right, you got it shit. You got to do this like this. You're gonna be scared. Yeah, don't be scared to do it like this. You gotta push down to make it strike, yeah. Don't be scared, he got this. I know you ain't never used one of them for you. Let's get it close so they get a little spark into it. Yeah, I got a double. Now, all right, now add some more gas to it. All right, right there. Okay, now add some oxygen. Yeah, yeah. Don't be scared. Keep going till you get it right. Look at the needle. You gotta be able to watch what you're doing. I don't know. Keep it the trigger. You tell me. You gotta keep it the same. You see it? You got to kind of hold it when you get yeah. Yep, that's good. You see how they stay the same? Yep, now you do it. Yeah, you get comfortable. Get comfortable. The little thing is, you can be everywhere you want to be. It don't matter. You can be up here some, and you ain't got to squat down. Wherever you want to be at. But the goal is this. So the goal is you keep it about a quarter inch away from it, about right here, and you let it warm up first. Once you get it where you want it, you get it, and you feel kind of like monkey gun, then you use the trigger, but you don't want to get it pretty pure. So you get it first, and you let it get hot, but you don't want to put no pressure on it when you do it. So try not to hold that, because if you hold this and try to warm this up, it ain't going to work. Because you put oxygen on it too. Just let the heat do it. Once you see it, you get it hot and ready, and it's ready to go, then you get it pure. That's all it is. All right, that's fine. Almost. Not bad. So good. So look, the flame is getting unstable. So you got to redo it. So for rule of thumb, always get comfortable and make sure everything is ready. If you touch something right briefly, it's going to change everything. You're going to have to start over again. So when you do that, make sure you cut your oxygen because you got gas on anywhere. If you inside of a container and you sitting there doing what you're doing, you got that gas on. You move around like this, you can fill this whole place up with gas. Now you get ready to hit it. What's going to happen? You gone too. You get what I'm saying? That's how dangerous it can be. So when you stop it, walk around with it on, set off real quick, and then bam, you ready to crack it. Oh yeah, we're gonna keep going. Yeah, you're gonna crack it. Remember, you want to make sure it's cracked good so you can, yeah. You can be aggressive with it. Alright, I can hear it now. Once you crack it, you can put it up to your deal and smell it. If you can smell gas, you good enough. If it's coming out real hard, you know you gotta go too bad. Yeah. That's the best way to do it though. Is to do that and then smell it. I always smell it. Yeah, the oxygen got to be off. If the oxygen is coming out, it got to be off. Yeah. If the oxygen is coming out while you're trying to strike it, it will strike. It's like you trying to hit a match and I'm doing this. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, it's lit. He got a lot of gas coming out. I can smell it. You can smell it. Yeah, he got a lot of gas. No. You just sitting there holding it. Yeah, he got some gas coming out that thing. Now you need more gas. You see how you got all that smudge on my seat? That's why you couldn't cut it. So put the what you call it up. So when you strike, put it in your pocket and get it out the way. Then it will mess you up. Now add more gas. Alright, now you good. That's a good amount of gas. Now add more oxygen. Don't be scared of it. Put the pressure on until you see it fine. So keep going to it fine. You don't hear that sharp noise. That's it. Now hit the trigger. Make sure same. Now, try to do it like this. I see you trying to hold it hard. Put your right hand up. So hold it like this. And this hand right here is just a gap. So this is the hand we need to be holding. Your left hand, you're going to strike it. Bam, push it up. Right, so if I'm right hand, I'm holding like this. Bam. Pop. Bam, bam. Now you try to hold it today. What you doing? While you're doing all this with this hand, you touch this again. Now you're going to feel the oxygen. And you what's it called? That's still there. So that's how you do it. I was watching you. So always cut this off. And as soon as you're done with that, move this hand out of the way. So you won't touch nothing. So when you use the left hand, just that. Kind of like you hold that rod up and you stick it, you just get that's all it is. Use your dominant hand to control it. And just remember, you don't want to hit the gas. Don't hit the gas, but the oxygen until that inspire red. Once you see it inspire red, you hold on to it, now it's ready. Bam, there you go. There you go. Take your time. Now, when you start good, now you do it too fast. So you do the ball over it. Hold it easy to the ball over trying to put it. There you go. There you go. So if you go too slow, you are like welding back together. And then this is like cooking fast. So you really have to work on your ground speed. Yeah, it's hot weather, so it's push it back together. If you go too slow. This is first time ever using the cutting torch, family. So it's always interesting to see them working on this cutting torch. Get a little timid with it. It ain't gonna hurt you though. So all you did was stay in place. Let me show you something. Come up here. And literally, keep this in mind. You know how you have the stick rod pointing in the direction you're going? So whichever direction you're going, just push it towards that direction. And that'll help it blow that out. So you want to do it again? Do this first. You want to try to get it? So I want you to look at that stop. That's what I'm trying to do. Alright, and look what I want you to do. Woo! Fire in the hole! That's the right turn, boy. That's the right turn. Fire in the hole. Alright, gotta cut everything off. So the first thing you cut off is the gas. Yep. The gas is gonna blow you up. So that's the first thing you cut off, and then you cut off the oxygen.
And when we go to cut it back on, you cut the oxygen, gas, top.
Yep. What do you think about that, man? That's a little different, but you're gonna be alright in it. That's a little different, though, wasn't it? But at that place, you're gonna be doing a lot of this, and it just be cutting little stuff off. Like if y'all put something on, tack it, you gotta go over there and cut it off. And then, you know, you can do the part out. It's gonna be simple stuff. So I'm gonna tell you, before you get over there, just look on this side. Cause you go, yeah, that one was big spot. Yeah, it was two. Nah, it's like you got something behind it. So if you're gonna do it here. Cause this is thicker though, do it here or do it on that side. That's the point. I would think do it on the thinner side first until you get the use of it, and then I have you cut on the thicker side. So put the HDL right here or on that other side. Either one. I think you're gonna put the H down there. That's you right there. Let you can see it. Now I will say this, when you draw it, go over it with the torch. Trace your line. Don't put no oxygen on it. Don't get it, just trace it. So you can see it, and then you go back and cut it. That makes sense? Because with that soap on, you can barely see it. So when you do fire, everything does. Let me get this back. You can try. Yeah, I think that's gonna be a good decision for you. So, why? Yeah. Like I said, I'm gonna let y'all, you're gonna literally start tomorrow Wednesday, right? So, tomorrow Thursday. Okay, so tomorrow you're gonna start, I want you to start plus, because you just did that test, so you can go out and make your coupon for that, one more test. Okay, so you all make it up. You can just take that clock back there with you. You already know, you know how to make them up, right? So you already got it. Use I actually gotta go over here. See what they these 3 inches and focus at these. I'm just trying to use the cut back. And this is practical. And pointed the opposite way over. Yeah. Go that way. Just because you had your hand on the trigger. Yeah, that's it. And one back. Now, yeah, add a little bit more. Yeah. Yeah, fine tune. Keep going. You know, like I hit this too. Yeah, this is like okay, the ball focus on. You see how that is? Yeah, tracing like really just turn. But like you just start tracing. And then once you trace, then ball back. Don't hit the trigger when you're trying to hit the leg. You see the difference? and it don't look like it if you hit the trigger, kid. You won't be able to tell what you need. You see what I'm saying? The metal is a 1/4 inch on one side and 1/2 inch on the other side. So half of this on this side is a 1/4 inch. As you see, the thickness of it is about a 1/4 inch. On this side right here, though, we got more of a 1/2 inch, as you see. So we got more 1/2 inch over here. But this was donated to us just to cut up. It was donated to us by Goodwill, so we're just cutting it up. This is actually one of the clothes hoppers, I think, or barrels or something that they use to separate clothing or something. I remember, tilt that gun, tilt it towards the direction you're going. Exactly. And that makes it a little bit more easier to cut it. So just remember, whatever direction you're traveling, try to tilt it just a little hair that direction. And it makes it a little bit more easier to cut out. Everybody that cuts out their letters and stuff, they get to keep them, clean them up, make it a souvenir for themselves. But the cutting torch stage is always fun. He has already did his uphill and overhead testing. He's actually got one more test coupon to do. And then we're gonna start flux core. So the goal is for him to start flux core welding Monday. So he's doing great right now. And hey man, we're gonna keep the process going. We're going from stick to flux core. And in the meantime, we stopping in between that and working on the cutting torch. Because we're going to start, when we're dealing with the flux, we're going to be doing some arc gouging. So you're going to have to know how to use the cutting torch and the arc gouger. Y'all see he almost got his H-Town logo knocked out. And this is my little young brother. He just started a new welding page too. Y'all want y'all to go check him out. He got this page on TikTok. I know it's called Orange Hog Welding, I believe. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
Orange Hog Welding. So check him out, man. Orange Hog Welding coming to you soon. He's gonna have a YouTube up soon. His goal is to become a rig welder, own his own equipment, and start doing his own thing. Let's take your time. You almost done. You ready to go now? You got it. You got it. You take your time. You doing well, man. He never did this, fam. And one good thing about learning how to do this, yep, I was just gonna say, you got to switch it up. You see how you got to switch the handle? And it makes it a little easier when you do it that way. Yeah, I was just gonna say, that's what you had. You had too much oxygen on it. So anytime, family, you're cutting with it and it stops cutting, make sure you take your hand off the oxygen so that way the metal can warm up again and then you can continue the process. But if you hold the oxygen, it's going to make it harder for you to cut. Woo! All on, fam. He did it. First stages, man. Beginning cutting torch 101.